Ooh, hello, everybody. I am nervous, but we are back. We are back with the podcast, and we have an amazing guest. And Instagram is doing the thing where it tells y'all that we're here. Oof, Bethany, how are you? Um, okay, cool. I am back and a little bit nervous. How are you, Bethany? Simba, what's up? People joining. Exciting. Okay, so as I shared, been on a bit of a hiatus. But we're back. We are back and we are going to bring the show back like we never did. Shatina, Sanae, I'm so excited. Okay, so the guest that we have today truly is a gift, and I'm excited for you all to meet her, for you all to talk to her and hear from her, I should say. And yeah, so she is here, so we will get started. Okay. Maybe. Yay! Hello, how are
Hi,
you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well, thank you. You look beautiful.
Thank you. So do you.
Thank you. Okay, well, welcome to the Amateur Expert Podcast, where we talk about just sort of about your journey, your ideas of success, the tips and motivators you used along the way. And so I would love for you to kickstart us, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you are doing currently for work.
Okay. Um, I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited, and thank you for
Yeah,
bringing me on. I really appreciate this.
it's gonna be good.
So, I'm Danielle Swaby, and I am a personal trainer. That's what I've been doing for work for the last 12 years. So I love helping people get strong, but
Mm,
that that has actually turned into me really being passionate about helping people to strengthen their mindset and their
mhm,
spiritual self. It's something that I learned from my own journey because I thought I wanted to get in shape. I thought I wanted a better body. But what I
mhm,
realized after having those things, that it wasn't enough. I
mm,
needed to change my mentality. I needed to learn how to actually love myself,
mhm,
and I needed to learn how to become strong mentally.
mhm.
So that's actually what I'm most passionate about.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so I love that you share that because I think that sometimes we start to do a job, a task, and it's just like, okay, this is what it is. And then we do find our greater meaning about ourselves and others and doing the work. So thank you for sharing that. So can you tell us when Danielle was a little girl? What did she want to be when she was growing up, and what was like the motivating factor behind that?
Yeah, so when I was a little girl, I wanted to be an actress.
Okay.
I'm from New York. And
Hmm.
so by the age of 11, I
Hmm.
told my dad, we need to get me an agent.
Period.
So, yeah, I was that kid. So I had my dad help me get me an agent, and he was so supportive. He would bring me to auditions in Manhattan.
Hmm.
He was the one that took me to photo shoots to get my little headshots done. My dad was always super, like, he never ever said that my dream was too big.
Mm.
And even he took me on hundreds of auditions in New York. So
Mm.
from the time I was about 11 till I was a teenager, and I didn't get any roles. I didn't really book any jobs. And every single time he would take me to these go season auditions,
Hmm.
he never lost enthusiasm. He would
Wow.
always pray with me before, and he would just give me a pep talk like, you got this. So
Hmm.
yeah, that's who I was as a kid.
So tell me, was there anything specific or was there like a reason why, or was there something that enticed you, something that you watched, that like encouraged you or inspired you to want to be an actress?
Maybe. So I think deep down, I may have thought that being glamorous and having the fame and
Mm,
having the attention, that was success, right? And in
mm-hmm,
my little childlike mind, I
mm-hmm.
thought, when I saw these women in their beautiful gowns at the Oscars, I used to love watching the
Yeah.
Oscars and award shows, and I thought, wow, look at them making their speeches. That's the
Mm-hmm,
goal. So,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
That's cool. Okay, so now I have seen you. I have seen you do some acting work. And I've seen you on film at church here in LA. And so I wonder if you can tell us about your journey from the go-sees and realistically those rejections to you becoming this fitness instructor and like motivational coach for folks.
Yeah, so the journey, it extended. So all throughout high school, I ended up
Mhm.
going to a performing arts high school.
Okay.
And I, by junior year, I was already on a mission to move to LA. So I got a job at
Okay.
IHOP. I saved all of my money. My mom opened me a bank account, and every day after I finished working, I would give her all the cash. She put it in my bank account. So the game plan was after I graduate high school, and I made this
Mm-hmm.
very clear to my parents,
Mm-hmm.
even as a kid, I said, after I graduate, I will be
Yeah.
moving to Hollywood. And
I love this determination, the dedication, and like the thought and the action that you took at this young age. Okay, keep going. I'm like, woof.
And I'm talking about myself now. I'm like, dang, what was I thinking? But
That's
yeah, so that was the
awesome.
plan. So saved all my money. 2 days after high school graduation, I got
Hmm.
on my one-way flight that I bought and I moved to Hollywood. I
Wow.
had an agent set up. I lived with this girl from Mississippi and we shared a bed. We had a one-bedroom apartment and we were becoming actresses.
Wow.
Um, so from that point, mind you, I was 17. I was going to turn 18 in like 2 months.
Okay.
Hollywood ate me alive.
Mm,
Everything that you would not want your teenage daughter to do, I did,
mm.
and um, it was. I started to. My dream of becoming an actress totally dissolved.
Okay.
My new ambition became getting a sugar daddy,
Okay.
finding easy ways to get money to pretend I was famous, to pretend I
Mm-hmm.
was a somebody.
Okay.
And, I'm trying to get you to where I am now. It took a lot of punches in the face.
Mm,
It
mm-hmm.
took a lot of getting into some really bad situations.
Yeah.
That it was about probably a 12 year span of time
Yeah.
where I was just losing my worth more and more, losing my confidence more and
Mm-hmm.
more. The situations that I had put myself in as a teenager,
Mm-hmm.
I kept putting myself in those situations
Yeah.
over a long span of time. And I started covering them up, trying to cover up my pain with drugs, with alcohol, with men,
Mm-hmm.
with relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually I hit a very hard rock bottom
Yeah.
where, for me, someone who really found her worth at that time from my looks,
Mm-hmm.
I started losing my hair. I was
Oh,
so
wow.
stressed out, I started losing my hair. And that was the catalyst for the rock bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how that led me to where I am now is I ended up finding God. I walked into a church one day. I didn't know what else to do. And
Hmm.
so walked into the church, the pastor did an altar call. I didn't want to stand up,
Yeah.
but my heart was racing and I started sweating. And as much as I tried to tell my body to stay seated, the
Hmm.
body stood up.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, and so from that point, like, it actually was quite dramatic. I I started having more peace and I made a declaration that day. I called my parents and I told them all of the crazy stuff. And I
Okay.
declared, yeah, I'm changing. I'm not for me. I told them I'm not having sex before marriage. I'm not doing that anymore because it just was very destructive for me and it was
Hmm.
also tied to many traumas that I had and
Yeah.
I just felt as if that had to stop. So really from there it just became my journey of trying to love myself
Yeah.
and trying to become strong and trying to get my mind back and
Yeah.
get rid of all of these cushions that I thought were going to ease my pain.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So did you after that church experience, and like building your relationship with God, did you then decide that like you needed another vice or you needed something else? And is that how you found becoming is that how you found your way into becoming a personal trainer, or is that what like drew your love for the gym? I know some people like they like the adrenaline of running. Like, how did you find that that was your next, or were you always like an active person in that way?
Well, yeah, so I was a cheerleader in high school and I
Okay.
danced. But after I graduated high school, I got out of shape. And eventually, the couple years after high school, I got
Yeah.
into really bad shape.
Okay.
I moved to Nashville for a year and everything was
Understood.
fried and huge. But
Understood.
I did become a personal trainer before I met God.
Okay.
So after living in Nashville for a year and just feeling super, super, I didn't love the body I was in. I felt
Hmm.
horrible. I moved in with my mom, who is super duper fit,
Okay.
and I was broke, and she did not give me money to
Hmm.
continue smoking cigarettes, and
Yeah.
she gave me the option to eat her food, which was healthy food,
Yeah.
and rather than support all of my vices at the time, she offered to get me a gym membership.
Okay. I mean, environment is important to help us grow and shape us into the people and things that we need to be and doing. So nice. Good job, Mom.
Yeah, so I took her up on an invitation to go to the gym
Okay.
and stubbornly. And when I saw her in the front of the class kicking butt and doing
Mm.
burpees and I was dying, that became my motivation. And so I started going to the gym every time she went and I started taking the classes that she took. So
Okay.
about 2 years after that was when I realized that I love fitness. And it was actually from watching an interview between Tony Robbins and Mark Cuban.
Okay.
And yeah, Tony asked Mark, what advice do you have for young people today? And Mark said, I would tell them, stop following your dreams and start following your effort. Where are you willing to put in the time?
Ooh, that's good.
A light bulb went off. All I want to do is work out. So I ended up taking the path to become a personal trainer from there.
Yeah. I love that. Okay, so you shared that younger Danielle sort of thought that success was the you didn't say fame per se, but being seen, being in the spotlight, having the access, right, maybe to the gowns and this beautiful spaces. And so I wonder how you would define success today. And maybe you can explain if why it's changed or if it's changed for you.
It has absolutely changed and it keeps changing.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah. And it keeps becoming more and more narrow. So my definition of success today
Hmm.
is not temporal things.
Hmm.
It's not things. I used to want the house, the car, the everything. But now really what success is to me is what's going to move into eternity, what's of lasting
Hmm.
value, how I make
Hmm.
people feel. Do I
Hmm.
make you feel loved when I leave your presence? Do I
Hmm.
leave you better than when we first came together?
Yeah.
Um, if I can just do good for the world and
Hmm.
do good on a daily basis, to me
Yeah.
that's success. And even just thinking about like what would my closest friends and family members say about me?
Hmm.
If they can say good things, that's success.
Yeah. I think that's beautiful. So I do this podcast, right? I'm the host of this the Amateur Expert podcast. But I also started a clothing brand a few years ago, called Affirmed Armor. And it's funny how God gives us things when we're sort of like at a bottom, at a rock bottom. And so I was going through my divorce and I just really wasn't feeling myself. And I needed a real reason to remind myself to like pick my head up and to like keep going. And so God gave me a full download in the form of this clothing brand, which I will be honest and say I did not want to do for a very long time. But I'm wearing a sweatshirt today that is from the brand, and it has the affirmation "I am enough" on it. There you go. And so I wonder if you can share with me something that you say to yourself, whether it be a scripture, a mantra, an affirmation, something that you say to yourself that motivates you when you think if you start to think about, like those past times or your old vices, like what keeps you motivated and going?
Hmm, a lot. Like honestly, I train my thoughts a lot.
Okay.
it it's very intentional, and that's how I was able to get my mind back.
Hmm.
So I have different categories.
Okay.
um,
Okay.
yeah, for example, there are moments that pop up that I become very anxious.
Hmm.
And I have 14 scriptures that I've turned into affirmations that they are on standby. It starts with Philippians 4 4 through 7. I rejoice. I say it
Hmm.
again. I
Yeah.
rejoice. I am not anxious about anything. And if
Hmm.
I need to work those scriptures, I
Hmm.
work them. I work
Yeah.
them until the peace hits.
That's good.
Joshua 1:9. I remind myself constantly when I feel insecure, I
Hmm.
am strong, vigorous,
Yeah.
and very courageous. And
Hmm.
I practice feeling the emotions. I
Ooh,
take
that's
myself on
good.
walks, I take myself on hikes. My physical training, when I run, when I lift weights, I do it more for my mind than I do it for my body. It
That's
just
good.
becomes the structured place where
Hmm.
my messages and my phone notifications are off, and it is intentionally thinking about who I am and the vision that God has given me. So really working on my identity with affirmations, like I have them all written down and I study them.
Hmm.
But I would say that kind of reminding myself of why I'm here and what I'm here to do
Yeah.
is something that I repeat often. I'm here to encourage.
Hmm.
I'm here to get people strong. So
Yeah.
I do say that often. And something that's been like for this season right now, I've been affirming a lot. I am God's steward.
Mm. That's so good. That's so good. Okay, so you didn't mention this at the top, but you are also an author. And so I would love for you to share just a little bit about your books, what compelled you to write them, and a little bit about Die Finished.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So my books, as I just mentioned with the affirmations, I think it's because I'm a personal trainer and I've understood and I've seen that you can train anything.
Hmm.
So the first book that I wrote was How to Fall Madly in Love with Yourself and Your Body. That
Mm.
was my journal. I took myself on a 31-day program
Wow.
where I was intentional. I'm going to learn how to love myself.
Hmm.
So that book, I wrote from my journal. I would write a scripture every day, and then I would take myself through exercises. I would make myself list 7 things I loved about myself and 7 things I loved about my body. And every day there would be a different exercise and a different scripture. So I would say 7 amazing things that this body has done, or 7, awesome things that I've accomplished. And by
Hmm.
doing that, it made me kind of just like dig out of myself love.
Yeah.
So that was one of the books. The next book was Fearless. And it's kind of a funny story because I train Muay Thai and I
Hmm.
box. And at the time, 2019, my coach asked me, would you like to do a fight? And I said, yeah, why not? Like, I don't really think too deep. I'm like, yeah, let's fight. So
Okay.
first day of training, he brings in these 2 other girls. They do something called Red Robin, when it's basically like I spar one girl and then I spar the next girl. So they get rest, I don't get rest. They beat me up. Like literally, I had never really been punched in the face before. I'd never been kicked really hard. I was doing Muay Thai more so pad work, but I
Okay.
left there beat up. So I walked home, and of course, I didn't let them see that I was like kind of beat up. I'm like, cool, see you guys next training, bye. And as I'm walking home, I'm like, Lord, what did I do? What did I sign up for? So I decided I better learn how to not be afraid. So
Okay.
I found 14 scriptures which helped me to not be afraid. So that's fearless.
How did the fight go?
Oh, I won.
Oh,
I
right.
won. And I would actually account part of that to um, training the mind.
Hmm.
So as part of my training for that fight, what I did for myself is I visualized that fight. I
Hmm.
visualized myself at the end with my arm up. I practiced having the victory. And
I
that's
love that.
something that I dug into a bit more. A lot of professional athletes,
Hmm.
they visualize the win.
Yeah.
So why shouldn't we? Um, the next book was The Talk, SEX. And so,
Ah.
yeah, The
Oh,
Talk.
got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. Okay. Yep.
The Talk. And so that book, again, I've had a lot to learn. I still have so much to learn, but I needed to know why why do they say in church don't have sex before marriage?
Mm.
I needed to know the real answers.
Yeah.
So I had to dig to find them out. And that's what that book is about, because part of my past is that I lost my virginity unwillingly, and
Mm.
it
So,
spiraled me.
yeah.
And it turned into just like being a really, really promiscuous
Hmm.
person.
Yeah.
Um, but I carried a lot of baggage from that, a lot of
Hmm.
pain.
Hmm.
And from what I remembered in my childhood, all I heard said was don't have sex before marriage.
Right.
So when I went through those circumstances, I felt like I lost my worth completely. And
Mm-hmm.
um, part of part of why I think I became so promiscuous is because I was like, well, I'm not a virgin anymore anyway.
Yeah.
So who cares? So
Right.
anyway, that's what that book is about. It has my story and then basically the answers that I've learned about why God cares about who we give ourselves to.
Hmm.
And I've learned much of that from our pastors, from digging into different sermons, and so like yeah, I hope that one day young people can access that. I hope young people read it. I mean, I think that would be really cool because I wish I knew some of those things when I was younger. And then as for Die Finished,
Hmm.
Die Finished is what I'm really excited about. It's kind of my motto.
Okay.
And it's inspired by John 17:4, when Jesus says, I have brought you glory on earth by finishing the work you gave me to
Hmm.
do. And so, what that really means is get all of your potential out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bring God glory by living out your purpose fully.
I mean, geez. So one, thank you. Thank you for your vulnerability and sharing the why and your heart behind the three books. And I thank you also for sharing um the scriptures that back it because I think it's important for so many of us to have something to go back to. Right? Like it's important to be able to call on the word because that is what we're supposed to be living. And so thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I definitely need to work on training my mind in a lot of different areas for myself. And so I will be picking up those books for sure. One, to support you, but two, I think that what you shared is incredibly practical. And so thank you. The other thing I want to ask you is, so I'm the amateur expert and I know a little bit about a lot. And so I would love for you to share with me a random fact, a tidbit of information, something I can say that Danielle taught me. It could be anything from like, when you're squatting, something. I don't know what you would say because I don't know. Or it could be something about training your mind. It could be any random thing. But what's something that I can say you taught me?
Ooh. I have two things that popped into my head.
Okay, okay, okay.
One of them is your dominating thoughts will eventually reproduce themselves outwardly.
Mm, wow. Your dominating thoughts will produce themselves outwardly eventually. Yeesh. I feel like we need to
Yeah,
let that breathe.
yeah. And then the
That's it.
second thing, train your hands. Train your
Mm,
hands. Your hands, your fingers, your grip,
mhm,
it all correlates with your mental strength. And Psalm 144:1, he teaches our hands to war and our fingers to fight. It's very intricate, precise.
mhm,
For a woman, I would never kick a guy. I would never punch a guy if I was being attacked.
mhm,
But I might grab his throat or
mhm,
something else. I
mhm,
might poke him in the eye. Know how
mhm.
to use your hands and your fingers.
That's so good. I'm like sitting here and like my hands are going like this. Oh my gosh, Danielle, this has been a delight. When I met you, I believe I met you at like a volunteer day at church, and then I was on that hiking club. I'm not sure, the wellness ministry, maybe I'm not sure. That you were leading, and you've always been just a ray of light. And so I want to say thank you for sharing that, not just with me, but with everyone who is listening now and who will listen to this later. And you shared that like what you're really motivated by is helping others. And so I truly believe that this conversation will do that. And I know I'll just like affirm you in saying that, like, you're doing it daily. So thank you for your yes, and thank you for going through the process and the journey so that we can be here today and have this conversation.
Thank
So,
you.
of course. So if you could please share like how we can support you, what are your handles, what do you have coming up, or like just any of the things so that we can continue to support you.
Yeah, so I am at Danielle underscore Swaby, and you know, just keep if you listen to my video and hit a like,
Mhm.
I'm encouraged by that. And let's, I think get strong. Let's get strong. Like as the body, let's get strong.
Yeah,
Let out your purpose. And I think if all of us just let out our purpose and do what God created us to do, man,
man,
we're a strong body.
we are. We are. Man, this has been great. I was very nervous about coming back, and so it was great to do this with you. It felt safe, it felt soft, but also very strong. So, thank you for being my first guest back after a long hiatus. And yeah, I just can't wait to see you continue to flourish. And we'll be back next week with another episode. So, we have to do this weird thing, Danielle, where we have to smile and be still and look at the camera because it's going to give us a thumbnail. And both of us have been talking and engaging, reacting. And so it's going to look a little awkward, like to try to find a good freeze frame. And so if we could just be still and smile for like 5 to 10 seconds at the camera so that we'll have a really cute image for the show. Okay, here we go.
And
One.
thank you.
Oh,
I appreciate you and I see you. Like I see you a lot.
thank
You
you.
pop up places serving that I'm like, Ashley? So you're an
Thank you.
amazing human being and I love you very much. Thank
I
you for letting me
appreciate
be
it.
on this.
Thank you, and I love you too. Oh man, I appreciate that was really special. So thank you for that. Okay, let's smile for 10 seconds. We did it. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.